Hey you guys, Livvy here, and you know me as the Queen of FNAF. Well, not too long ago, there was something that happened that, was pretty bizarre and kind of made me feel like I was in FNAF. And, so I'm gonna tell you guys something about it. And no, I'm not copying Fear Razor, so please don't put that in the comments. I just wanted to try it out, and basically, to be honest, I really don't have a lot of, funny stories from my real life because it's quite boring, to be honest. But this was pretty interesting and weird. You see, I had a local Chuck E. Cheese. It opened when I was like 13, 12. I was in middle school when it opened. I was 12. I knew that when it opened because I had my 13th birthday party there, and to be honest, that was like the most fun party that I had. It was the best party I ever had. Well, the other ones were dull. Hardly anybody came, but this one was a blast. And even my friends there, most other people would have a party at Chuck E. Cheese. They'll be like, ugh, really? But they had fun. And that's the party that my first male guest came. Don't get any ideas because he was the son's, because, it's him and his little brother, of my mom's cousin, so he's a relative, so don't get any ideas. But yeah, it was cool that he came, and two of my best friends at the time came, one we did later on in high school, we started to not really like each other anymore, and the other, we still like talk and stuff, but she lives out of state on her own, has a job at a card company making cards. But anywho, that's not important. What's important is, yeah, they were both there and they were played around. And one thing about my local Chuck E. Cheese is there was only one animatronic, which was Chucky. No, not the killer doll, but the mouse. That was the only animatronic of the whole franchise at the whole Chuck E. Cheese there. And they also had the green screen so the kids could dance and be on the screen above. And also somebody in a Chucky costume walking around. And actually, I think the one in the costume was a friend of my brother's. So I'm thinking he's kind of familiar with me. Not that he had a crush on me or anything, but he's like, oh, hey, I know you. I'll give you a hug because of that. And, anywho, this is kind of getting off topic. And also, this Chuck E. Cheese, there were some rumors about it, they serve alcohol, this one served alcohol and stuff, which they didn't. But the reason why is because, teenagers were not allowed to come without an adult, because if they do come without an adult, they'll be asked to leave. How I knew that is I witnessed it happening. A group of teenagers coming, and then the person at the podium asked them to leave because there was no adult with them. Well, anywho, this was, that was a couple years ago, but this was a couple months ago. I was at the, I don't know if I should say the name of the store, but a CD, DVD, and they also have, they have anime merchandise and video game merchandise, superhero merchandise, Star Wars merchandise, and of course, Pokemon and Five Nights at Freddy's, which is what I like to look at. And they had their local radio on, which they were normally playing music, but sometimes they have news things too. And they were talking about the local Chuck E. Cheese. The last time I saw it, it looked fine, but they said they were closing due to an incident. They didn't say what it was, they just said incident. And the only other Chuck E. Cheese is an hour or so away from here. From that one. Which that is strange and kind of creepy that it was closed due to an incident. And then when I saw the Chuck E. Cheese, the sign was down and the windows were actually boarded up. It was starting to get a little bit creepy. And then the next time I went to that mall, it was, being tore down a little bit, and there was a sign that says it's gonna be a dollar store now. So, a Chuck E. Cheese to a dollar store. Hopefully, there's no ghost in there, if you know what I mean.
Uh-oh!
Oh, there it is!
Uh-oh! 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 Me Tattletale. Me
okay.
Love you.
Fine. Oh, that's what the vases are for. I saw a vase earlier.